All right, so who is ready for some new yarn shopping at a different Walmart? So I got over here and immediately I spotted the Mandala tweed down here on the bottom. I have not seen this in person before, so I was really excited. I looked at they only had one color available, so I looked at that. I thought about buying it, but did not buy it. So good thing there. But this color was called Dice. It's really pretty. I tried to go pretty slow so you can see this is size 4 and it's 568 yards on these tweed balls. So pretty good amount of yarn. They were $5.88 here at this Walmart. And then I looked down and I spotted another one. I thought it was a different color. For some reason, the color arrangement on this one, I liked it better. This was also Dice. I couldn't believe that, but it really, really was. So turn around here, let you guys see that it is same color, same specs and everything on these. And I was trying to go slower this time, so just in case you guys are interested in purchasing any of these yarns, you can find them. Then I saw another one I have never seen before. It's Mandala Wool Blend. And so these are 80% acrylic and 20% on the wool. Pretty good little mix of wool, not too much. They were really soft, so I did like that. And those were running $5.97. So not too terribly bad. Okay on the yardage. More yards than the ombre. That's one of my complaints on the ombres. It's really pretty and it's got way less yards. So here's that color Happy again. I did see this at the other store, and like I said, these are less yards on here, 344 for the Mandala ombre. So I know that that's a popular color, at least up north, and hard to find, and we seem to have a lot of those. Both of these colors I saw on my last shopping trip. So I was just showing these real briefly to you guys. That was Tranquil. I showed in the last one, like I said. Mandala Ombre, by the way, it is also a size 4. So I prefer personally the size 3. That's my personal preference. Then I saw this one. This is the Wool Blend. I love this one. I was like, woo, on this color too. I really liked it a lot. My camera kind of did something weird. Sorry about that. And then it was right back to normal. So checking out this one. These wool blends. I mean, I like the fact that they're size 3. I like the fact that there's 590 yards in them. I will definitely be getting some of these when I have some more room to store some yarn. So same one again, just picking it up, checking out the color, trying to make sure I'm showing those colors really good for you guys. So going along, they had the Mandala like mega load here at this store. I was so shocked. Could not believe, and this is my normal store that I will go to in Jacksonville, Florida, when I would go shopping for the mandalas. But man, this one, I'm telling you, they have really stocked up on the mandalas. They did have a little bit of the other colors down there in the Ferris wheel, same colors that we saw at the last store, so I didn't pick those up. Same pricing, same everything. I just really, really love this color, though. I was seriously considering getting this one. I believe the color was called Poseidon, and that's how you pronounce it. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Now, this one, I really love this color as well. This was a really pretty color that I have not seen before. It's the same old size 3 mandala, like the original mandala they came out with. This was Centaur. I don't recall ever seeing that, or maybe just in the way this one was caked up. It was gorgeous. Like, that was another one that was hard for me to put back. And then this one is, I believe this one's Warlock. We saw it at the last store as well. That's another one of the ones that I really love. I mean, the colors, like for neutrals, and I'm attracted to bright colors. Then I picked this one up and I was in love. Like, I'm honestly regretting not picking this one up. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to like go back and get it and it still be there. But then I found the mega load section, so pretty sure I'll be able to grab this one up any old time. I mean, it's a lot of mandala at this store. So, I mean, Walmart in general, like, their prices they're okay, $4.98 a ball. I mean, I'm used to my coupons, and I've said that before. Like, that's my thing. And here is one of the Ferris wheels that I found. I didn't see this color at the last store, and it's really pretty. I wish I had a little more yardage in the Ferris wheel, but, I mean, it is really pretty yarn. That's another one that I'm going to have to add to my collection. Because we all know I'm a hoarder. So we are just in love with this one. I was just like, wow, this is such a pretty color. Blue is my favorite though. So, I mean, you know, can you like blame me for that? So I'm looking around here, found another one of the Woodlands that I'm like in love with. I really love this color. I don't know what it is about it. I think it's the gray mix in or something. You know, I mean, it's like calling to me. So here I am in this store looking at all this yarn. I took my time in here, and the ladies here at this particular store are so nice. They knew what I was doing. I have shopped there before. They liked the shawl that I was wearing, so they were checking that out. And they did not make me feel weird being in this store. Now the music was extremely loud, which they cannot help. So up here on another shelf, I found more of some of the same colors that we saw at the last store. I believe this one's called Spirit. I believe this is one that I actually have. When I flip the ball, yep, it's Spirit, and I have this one at home. I haven't done anything with it, but I think I'm going to be doing a scarf with that one, or like a shawl that I'll wear as a scarf. Now they did have several other colors that the other store did not have, and I'm going to be picking those up in just a second. And then they had one of the sparkles that I'm also in love with, and I wouldn't say that I'm like a sparkle person normally on yarn. There's a few yarns I like that are sparkly, but I'm not like, oh, I have to have it. This color was called Gnome, and this is one of the regular mandalas. This is not one of the sparkles, but I'm about to grab a sparkle. And I don't know if this color is really showing like true on camera or not. It is so pretty in the store. 328 yards. I mean, size 3 still. And it's called Astrid. Yep, that's what it's called. That one right there. I could see a couple things that I would wear out of that one. And then I did find that they had several colors of the Mandala Baby here, which I really find the Mandala Baby is, for the most part, most of them very soft. But I wouldn't call most of the mandalas any kind of scratchy or rough feel anyway. But the Baby just seems to have just a touch more squishiness to it, I guess you would say. So the Sparkle too, even though it's got that sparkle, that metallic line in it, it's not scratchy. Like, I'm not feeling, like, at least feeling the balls anyway. I haven't worked with any of those new ones that they've come out with yet, so I can't really say like if you're working and it's sliding through your hands like how it feels, but squishing the ball wise, it's great. And this is one of my favorite colors in the Baby. Like, I could see baby blankets. I mean, I might even make a scarf and wear it out of something like this. But they are really nice, and again, high on the yardage. I think that's one of my favorite things, is it's really high on the yards for most of the mandalas. So this one was called Honeydukes, if you didn't see that. As far as I could tell anyway, that was the name of it. And there's another one of the Astrids that I really like. I was like, ooh, here's several of them. And just enjoying looking and shopping. And there's another one of the Babies, and it's a really pretty color. I mean, there's so much you could do with these. And like I said, these are all size 3. They have a few of the new ones that are size 4. I haven't worked with them, so I don't know if I would say that they're a true size 4, but once I do pick up some and work with them, I'll definitely do a review to let you guys know about that. And this one right here is my least favorite of all the mandalas. This one, the brown is just weird to me. I don't know, some of you might like it. I think it's called Hercules for this color, if I remember right, but it's just, I don't know. The brown is just odd to me, like an odd color popping out in there. But it might look really pretty worked up. So, I mean, you never know. Here's another one of the original mandalas that they first came out with. I have this color. It is super pretty. Obviously, it's been around forever, for a couple years now. And it's called Pegasus. I know you can't see that label too well, but since I have it, I can tell you what it is. So we're digging around back there and trying to figure out, ooh, what's this, what's that, that sort of thing. I was trying not to make too big of a mess of their shelves there, because this store is pretty well organized. Like, the ladies that run this department, I've, been talking to them for years going up to this particular store, and they are always so sweet and so nice, and they do take pride in their section. There was this color right here in the Mandala Baby. I really liked it, more of the neutrals and everything. It was called Wishing Well. Such a pretty color. Like, I could see little boy items out of that one for sure, or even like a scarf for one of us ladies. So here's another one, the Pegasus, and I was just kind of trying to show you guys, unlike the last store, they had multiples of the colors. Like, there was a few colors that at the last store that they did have multiples of in the Kingsland Walmart, but at this store, they had, you could go in there, and if you were trying to do a really large project, you could definitely get from their selection all the balls that you would need, and then some. I mean, it really is stocked really well when it comes to the mandalas and stuff. And you'll see a lot of the other ones, like, they were a little bit picked over when I go on down the aisle. On a lot of the area that would be normally red heart, they might be doing a switch out or something. I didn't ask them, but they, for the most part, they stock really well there. So if you are trying to do a project, you don't go there and just find that there's only 1 or 2 or 3 balls of something. And when you're doing large projects, that really matters, obviously. So this color right here was called Unicorn. It's another pretty color. I could see lots of little girl things made out of that, a dress, all kinds of things. And we dug around a little bit more back on the shelf, trying to see if I could find any other colors that I hadn't seen and shown you guys. And there's another one. We've seen that one. We saw it at the last store as well. It's the Mandala Sparkle. And then we move on back here, and I was like, ooh, what is this one? Is that one something different? And it was. That's another really pretty color. I think it's called Crux, if I'm saying that right. It's size 3, 328 yards, Mandala Sparkle. I mean, I guess I kind of like the softer tones of the blues. It was hard to put a lot of this back, to be honest. I just wanted to take it all home with me, to be really honest. And there up there is the Cupid. I bought my Cupid here that I did my butterfly poncho out of. This is that same color. This is where I bought it, same store and everything. I mean, it's really cool. I really love this color. The transitions were really nice on it. So this is one that I had to look at. I had to show you guys. Almost dropped the ball. so, we had to stare at that for a moment, because I do like that color a lot. And working with it, my poncho turned out so soft. I mean, so unbelievably soft. And here's another color that I have at home. I've done a few, like I did a scarf with it. It's one of the original mandalas, original colors that they came out with, as far as I know anyway. And let's see, I believe the color's Genie on that one, if I remember right. So here we are getting up here towards the top, and here's another one that I love. I probably showed this already in this video, but it's one of the original mandalas. It's that green, I think, that I'm really loving greens and olive greens right now. So I really love this particular color. Hopefully you guys can see the labels better than in my last video, in case you are thinking about ordering something. This one, it's got those neutrals with just a hint of bright. And this one, I'm actually working on something in it right now. This color is called Troll. And I've broken the ball up, and I'm doing a pink and purple poncho. And then with the blues and turquoise and green, I'm doing another poncho. So that's how I'm working with that particular ball. It could all be worked together. And I've seen some projects worked in this, and they are absolutely gorgeous. Like, unbelievably gorgeous. So now we're moving on down. We see some other colors that I haven't seen before, and I'm like, ooh, hello. I kind of had arranged that shelf so that you guys could get a view of it. I'll be honest. I was like, let me turn all these facing where you can see the colors. So then we go up there and we start digging around on that shelf. I know, sorry, bad camera work. So here we are, another one of the just regular old mandalas. So we see that this one is just like all the others, size 3, showing the yardage and that sort of thing. And the color was called Dragon on this one. And it's got those neutrals with just the hint of bright. So I really like this one as well. Now we come up here and we find this one. It is so pretty. And I don't know what I would make with this, but it's called Peacock. It's gorgeous. It might be called Peacock Parade or something like that, but oh my goodness, it's pretty. It is really pretty. I could see some granny squares worked in this, and a really pretty blanket, or even like a granny square like shawl done. I could see that as well. It's super pretty. And then this one, this gets back into your pinks and purple kind of neutrals and all. This does make me think little girl to an extent, but then I could see where an adult can make something to wear with it as well. So, I mean, just with the colors and everything, it's a really, really pretty yarn. And so then we're kind of doing another little scan. Did we miss anything? Is there anything we didn't grab? And we're looking. And I'm like, okay, I think I've got it all. Like, when I say I took my time, I mean I took my time. And I went back in for a grab because I'm like, oh, let me kind of straighten this up a little bit. And I thought I spotted one in the back, and I did. This is one that I saw there in the back. I really like this one. I don't think I found this one when I first went grabbing through, and its color is called Narnia. That's another one. I mean, it's in the baby line, I believe, and I love it. Yep, Mandala baby. So that's a really pretty color. I'm just attracted to it. It reminds me of like candy or something. I could see a whole bunch of different stuff being made with that one as well. And then we're looking at this one just because it's so pretty. Like, these candy colors were really grabbing my eye last night at the store. I was just like, ooh. Yeah, so we're going to do a quick little spin around, show you all the specs and everything, let you see the whole ball. And then we're finally going to be moving on to another section here. I spotted the Hello Gorgeous here, and they had a better selection of them. So I'm about to show you guys that in just a second. I do want to say the Hello Gorgeous, like, feel wise, to me, it almost feels like there's a thing with the dye on the yarn. I don't know. It's just an odd feel. I don't know how it would feel to work with it. And as you can see here, it's 252 yards in these balls. I don't know if you could see that in my last video. Really pretty stuff though. I mean, this color was called Sedona, and you know, of course, it's a size 4 yarn, I believe. And they had, I believe, 5 total colors here. I'm going to show you each one just real briefly so you can see. They're really pretty. They are pretty, but they do feel a little weird to me. And I know I've heard some of you guys say that, like, some of the dye at times have come off on your hands when working with certain yarns. That's what I feel like would happen with this. And it may not, because like I said, I haven't tried it before, but it gave me that feel, like almost like I could feel the dyes on it, if that makes any sense. So while it's super pretty and it's okay on the yardage for me, and it's about $4 a ball or $4 a ball. I'm going to show the price, I think, a few times here. I believe it's $3.97 a ball here in the U.S. I just don't know. I mean, I definitely would try it if I found it on sale. I would give it a try and see. And I almost can guarantee that when it's washed and dried, it will soften up quite a bit. But just compared to some of the other, like, I feel like the Red Heart Super Saver is softer than these yarns we're feeling, and they don't, it's just an odd feel to them. That's the only thing I would warn anyone about if you do get these, if you're like ordering online and can't go to the store and feel it. And it could just be me. So, I mean, keep that in mind. Like, I'm by no means like the expert on this sort of stuff, but it was just the feeling I was getting when I was touching them. It just felt a little weird. And here's some of that kind of novelty yarn that's like super weird. And then we go on down to the second aisle. There is a little break in between the aisles, and then there is more yarn. And then I saw this. And that's the mega load. There was actually 2 of these end caps stuffed full of mandala in all those colors that were on the shelf. So, and some that weren't on the shelf. Like, I didn't go spend a bunch more time grabbing up yarn because I know my video is getting really long and y'all probably don't even want to see this, but I was like, oh. When Mandala first came out, they had end caps at the store just like this. And I'm telling you, when I heard about Mandala and I went to go see it for the first time, I was super shocked because I got there and they were completely picked over. They had end caps set up just like this, but they was like, you know, like a ball or two left and nothing in the same color, you know. And I'm one of those, I always buy minimum of 2 balls of a yarn, depending on what I'm going to do for it or with it. And then I spun around here and I thought these were a lot more pricey. This is the, I'm going to mispronounce this, Amigurumi yarn that Red Heart came out with. And these were only $2.50, I believe, per little cake. And I show the specs and everything. They're size 1, but I know others have reviewed it and said it's more like a size 2, I believe. But looking at these, I was thinking they were more like $7 when they came out. But as you'll see right here, $2.50 at Walmart. So, I mean, you know, if you're, I'm not real big into Amigurumi. I think I'm saying that right. But I have made some items. So, I mean, it's a good no. Like, if you know what you're looking for, you want to do that kind of stuff, Walmart's got a great price. So, just showing some of the Red Heart here that they have. This is Red Heart Super Saver. I wanted to get a better shot of the yardage. 364 yards in their average, run-of-the-mill, regular old Red Heart Super Savers. So I was just more showing this more for my overseas people who don't have access to this yarn, just so y'all could see in case you are ordering online and see what you're getting. So this was the section here that was quite a bit more picked over than some of the other sections. So just kind of giving a quick little like review of this, some of the colors, that sort of thing. So just trying to show you guys, this is the different yarns that they have, Red Heart, here at this particular store. Like I said, kind of picked over in this section, but they might be changing out the stock or something. Or maybe some lucky person came in here and said, I have a lot of money to spend to stock up on my yarn. You never know. So they didn't have a lot to show here in this particular section, but I did want to pick up some of the variegated yarns and things because they're a little bit different yardage on some of these. This is one of the jumbos, so it's 482 yards on these, and it's size 4. Icelandic was the color, this name of this color, and it's a really pretty yarn. I mean, it really is very pretty. Cannot tell you enough how pretty some of these things are. I mean, I just can't. So we're going on through, and I was just trying to show some of the different ones that are available here and what colors look like, because online it might look one way, in person it looks another, in the store it looks another. I'm hoping that my camera is picking up the colors really well for you guys. So just in general, Red Heart, I mean, a lot of people complain that it's super scratchy, and it is not. I don't think it's as scratchy as some people make it out to be. I like, after feeling that Hello Gorgeous, like I feel like that yarn is a lot more scratchy. But I also know that Red Heart, once you wash and dry it, it softens up like considerably. So for me, I don't really mind if it's not the softest yarn running through my fingers. I can deal with that. I want my item, when I'm finished with it and gonna wear it, just to be soft. So I really love, by the way, all these different stripes yarns that they have. I've seen some plan pooling projects in these, and I don't know how to do plan pooling, but oh my goodness, like the way that those projects worked out, they were gorgeous. Like even in the neon, like it made me want to go get more of the neon. And I'd had a ball of the neon stripes with the black. It's like black and neon. You'll see it down there on the shelf, just down from this one that I picked up. I didn't know what to do with the thing. I made a hat, and I really hated the way the hat came out. It was all splotchy and everything. And then I saw someone's plan pooling with it, and I was like, oh my goodness, that is what you need to do with that yarn. So, you know, I think sometimes it's like you just have to find the right project for the yarn. So almost anything can be, you know, beautiful depending on how you work it up. So here's some of the ombres, and I know some of you from the comments and all, and some of the message that I got privately, were really interested in these yarns, and really good yardage. This color's deep teal, It's a really pretty color. I've never worked with this particular, like I don't have this one at home, but this is one that I definitely would be picking up when I can store some more, because I'm totally out of space right now. And this one's Scuba. I had shown it in the last video as well. It is one of my favorites. It's a really pretty color. It works up really well. I'm doing a virus blanket with it, is what I'm working on. I picked 3 of these ombre yarns, and I've been working on that for a while now. Kind of put it to the side, really. But here's a pink that I've never seen before, though. I believe it's called Jazzy. Maybe it's Jazzy Fuchsia. I'm not really sure. But it's really pretty as well. But it is on the brighter side. So if you're going for like a really bright color, this would be the one you want to pick. For sure, as far as the pinks go in this line, from what I saw anyway. And those are $6.44. So had I whipped out my Walmart app, I might have found some secret sales and stuff, but this time I was just more trying to show you guys. And obviously it might be on sale this week, not on sale another week. This particular store has a clearance buggy and sometimes some other clearance bins set up where they will have all the markdown items, like yarn items anyway. So some really pretty stuff. Here's some of the stripes that I actually have. This one, it makes a super cute, like multicolored owl. That's what I've made with mine. But I mean, it's a gorgeous yarn, good color transitions, not like as long as, I would say it's not as long as Mandala, but it's long enough that you can get some really pretty like patterns going in your piece and in your project. So we looked on down and I spotted one of the mainstays for the price, and being that they're getting some of these yarns done at different locations around the world, they do seem to be getting softer. The first stuff they came out with mainstay was pretty rough, but they are getting softer. And here's some Serenity Chunky that I saw here. These were different colors in a bigger selection than what they had at the other Walmart. So this color was lavender. It was really pretty. They had plenty of it. If you were doing a blanket in this even, I mean, there was a lot of that. And it's very soft. And here's another one of the ombre ones. This is the True Blue, I think is what it's called. Nope, Baja Blue. This is Baja Blue, and it kind of looks more violetish to me. I would say like a periwinkle blue on that one. And then up here was my favorite of all the colors I saw in the chunkier stuff. This is the Premier Puzzle yarn. This color green, like, I don't know, it's gorgeous. I want to do something out of this. I didn't pick any of it up. I was being good because I'm lacking space right now. But this was a really pretty color. It's called Maze, if you're wondering. And you can't read that little flash of the label. So those were $5.97 here at this location. I believe that's what they were running at the others as well. And here's some other of the same Premier Puzzle yarn. It's a different color. It was super pretty. I don't think they have a bad color in this yarn, honestly. It's all really pretty to me. But here at this store, there's quite a few. And there's some of the same colors that we saw at the last store, right there beside the green. And then they had this one, which I don't believe I saw at the last store. And it was called, what is it, aquatic or aquatic? I don't know. Acoustic? Who knows? So, probably completely different name than what I'm saying. I was getting kind of lengthy on the video, so I started trying to rush a little bit here towards the end. Sorry about that. But yeah, here's another one, and I am not usually a big fan of neutrals, like all neutral without any pop of color, but this one was gorgeous as well. So I really like that one. I mean, my eye was just jumping all over the place at this store because they do have a really good selection here. And I'm going to do one more Walmart to show you guys like what I found at another Walmart, or what I will find at another Walmart. I know they have a smaller yarn aisle, but I believe they have some different selections of yarn there. So we're going to be checking that out hopefully this week as well and getting that video up for you guys. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these. So if you're tired of these, just let me know. And of course you never have to watch any of my videos. But this one is really pretty. It was called Carousel. And low on the yardage, you know, but it because it's chunky, it works up, you know, faster. You get more height to your project. So, you know, there's a trade-off there to a certain extent anyway. And so I kind of browsed around a little bit more. There's some of that super jumbo stuff that it's not my thing. I won't be working with any of that. But that Wool Ease Thick and Quick by Lion Brand, as you can see there on the label, it's $5.97 here at this Walmart. And that was another Hudson Bay was that color. I mean, they're gorgeous colors. And the yarn's okay. I mean, it's Wool Ease. I believe it's got a touch of wool in it, or hopefully I would, based on the name. I would hope it would. But this one is, you know, it was looking more charcoaly. I was afraid it was going to look really black in the camera, but I think the color showed pretty well on that. This was another pretty color. It's more, you know, like neutrals with just a little pop of extra color. That kind of pumpkin orange in there was really pretty. A little bit of mustard yellow. I thought it was a pretty color. I mean, I could see so many things with this one as well. Chunky's just, you know, I'm going to do some projects in Chunky here coming up, but Chunky is just not normally my forte. As y'all already know if you've watched any of my other tutorials on the channel. So. And of course, I'm always drawn to the blues. They're always so gorgeous. I mean, who can pass those up? I mean, I'm a true blue fan, I guess you would say. So then we go on down here, and I was looking at these colors because I am trying to think, like, what all would you guys want to see? I know not everybody's into the tiny yarn, and not everybody's interested in the mandalas. I mean, it's kind of like, you know, everybody's got their own favorite type of yarn and favorite size of yarn. So, I mean, as far as these go, gorgeous colors. I can't complain at all about the woolly stuff. Lion Brand really does have some great colors. And there's a shot of that entire yarn aisle, like on the one side. So you can see that end cap, and then bam, there is more. I don't know if you guys can believe this, but there is more yarn. There's another little half aisle basically of yarn, and this is where they had the Bernat Maker home decor, and this is new for the store anyway. I know this has been out a while. I've never seen it in person. I've probably passed over it at Michael's, not even realizing. I kind of have some ideas for something like this, maybe kind of almost like a crochet jacket, I would say, because of the thickness of it. It would definitely be warmer wear for sure. I don't know how it would be to wear it though, so I'm thinking about seeing if I can catch some of this at Michael's on sale, or maybe with a coupon if they do carry it there, and trying out a few things just to see, because just because it's for, you know, it says home deck on it doesn't mean we can't do wearables with it. So I'm throwing around some ideas with this stuff, and I'll be checking out Michael's this week too to see what kind of sales they have going on and see what kind of yarn selection my store has. So I am definitely going to see about grabbing some of that up to see what kind of wearable I can do with it. I'll grab a ball or two. Worst case, I can't do a wearable with it. And because I know a lot of you on my channel from, you know, asking that question in one of my giveaways, what's your favorite yarn? I know a lot of you love the Karen Simply Soft. And here's some that they had here. This was a pretty interesting color. It definitely made me think fall. It made me think Thanksgiving especially. It's coming out really bright on the camera, and not that it's a dull color in person, but I do feel like my lighting, or the lighting in the store or something, is kind of making it look a little bit brighter than what it was. Maybe it's just true. Maybe my eyes were playing tricks on me. I don't know. So, you know, I mean, there's some pretty good prices. It's not bad. $3.27 a ball here for this regular Karen Simply Soft in the just straight, you know, single color balls. And, you know, pretty good yardage on those and everything. It's considered a size 4. I've worked with it before. I would call it more like a light size 4, just me personally. And it is good for garments. I mean, it definitely makes some soft stuff. I really do think that it could be, it probably doesn't get like pilling as bad as some of the Red Hearts do on it. I've not washed the few things that I've done with it a whole bunch of times, so it's hard to tell. And then here's some yarn I'd never seen before. Overjoyed yarn. This is probably something that's just Walmart only. They had a little section of this stuff, and I tried to show. They say 6 bulky. I don't know about that. I don't know if I would call that a 6, but you know, they had this whole section here, different colors and everything. $2.48 a skein, which is, I believe it was like 157 yards to a ball. And I don't know how I feel about that price and everything, but you know, some of y'all probably think that's totally fine. And here they have the caboose. They did have more of the caboose here than at the other store, and they're $3.97 a ball. They look pretty small and tiny and cute, so I mean that part is good. 232 yards on these. They're size 3. And the cotton bamboo blend, everybody is saying that it makes really good garments, so I have not tried it, but for some of my tutorials and other tutorials out on YouTube for wearables, I'm hearing that this would be a great yarn to use. So maybe one of you guys will make the butterfly poncho in this type of yarn. And I'd love to see it if you do, by the way. So they had this really pretty lavender color. I thought it was just absolutely so pretty in person. And then of course they had the pale pink, and they had the taupe color, and then the caramely color. I forget what it was called, but they had it at the other store. So if you watch the other video, you'll know what that lighter brown is called, because I don't believe I pick it up. But this is the taupe. It's really pretty, and it's pretty soft, you know. I mean, I felt softer, but you know, I know it's going to be like really nice after it's washed. So then we saw these. This is Summer Nights is my new obsession. I have like 5 balls of this color right here, and I haven't decided what I'm going to make. 437 yards. It's a size 1. I agree with that 100%. It's a tiny little yarn. You know, it's definitely a lace weight. Castaway is this color, and I mean, it's gorgeous in person. I love it. I definitely love all these colors. This one's really pretty too. There's this one that has like peaches and lavenders and pinks in it, I think. I saw it on, I believe, another person's like shopping haul. I fell in love with that color, and I have yet to be able to find it in a store. And I do prefer buying stuff in the store. I like to go and see the color and feel it and everything. Those are $3.97 a piece, by the way, if I didn't already say that. And then here's some of the cotton, comfy cotton blends. They had a few colors here that they didn't have at the other store. I thought that this stuff was pretty soft. I do think that it is definitely worth the money on this one. If you can't go to Michael's or somewhere like that and get it for the yardage and everything, you know, I'm very spoiled, and I know a lot of you guys were saying that in the comments on the last video. I'm just spoiled by shopping sales at the craft stores, and being able to go and use a 40 to 60% off coupon if they don't have a sale going. So it's hard for me to think about paying full price, but I do get your point. It's like not the worst thing in the world. And here is the other part of the Mandala like mega load. So like when you think a store doesn't have enough selection, check those end caps. Hopefully some of you have found that this is like this at your store as well, that they have them at the end cap. So here's some other yarns. They had 2 more end caps with yarn in them. These were $6.44, by the way. This is like the chenille yarn, I believe is what it's called. It's one of those mega bulky, call it like a medium 6. I'm not real sure on the yarn sizes on these like super huge yarns. Obviously, I think they're bigger than a bulky 6, so I don't know what the scale is on those. I guess is what I'm trying to say. So these are the chenille chunky yarns, 31.7 yards though. I know it's going to work up super fast, so I guess that's the trade-off. The yarn is so huge, it's going to work up so fast. And over here, it's just Super Saver Jumbos, more of that chunky chenille. Really pretty stuff. I mean, this store does have a really huge selection. Have to give them that. Organization-wise, really well organized. Normally, there's not a bunch of blank spots on the shelves. So, I hope you've enjoyed this trip. Thank you guys for watching, and look forward to my next video.